My name is Erica Ryan with SuiteTravels707, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about accessible travel. Some of you might be wondering, what is accessible travel? And accessible travel applies to basically equal opportunity travel for those people who might be wheelchair bound, where they have to stay in a wheelchair, or those who may not be able to walk longer distances or do stairs. It could be someone who uses a cane or a walker or a wheelchair or a scooter on an everyday basis when they travel. And with the accessible travel, I'd like to mention some of the services that we offer. We offer the opportunity to be able to rent equipment during your travel. So if you're a person who uses oxygen at home, for example, if you use an oxygen concentrator in your room, more than likely you're not taking that on a trip with you. But if you need the oxygen, then you may not be able to travel either. But one of the things that we rent out are oxygen concentrators or the tall oxygen cylinders that people take with them, or even the handheld in a backpack small oxygen unit. We can rent all of those for you. So if you're a traveler who requires any of these, we can rent the equipment and have it ready for you at your destination or on your cruise ship. So that's just one of the ways that we can help people travel. So not only do we rent the oxygen equipment, but we can also rent dialysis equipment for a person who is on dialysis. Now, that definitely requires a lot more work. You first need to get permission from your doctor to allow you to travel, but that is something that we can discuss, and that is something that is possible to do. So if you're a dialysis patient, you can still travel. So definitely give me a call about that. And we can rent hospital beds for those travelers who aren't used to laying in a flat bed anymore. We can rent lift recliner chairs. So if you have someone, usually it might be someone in their 70s, 80s, 90s, may not sleep in bed anymore and might sleep in a recliner chair. What a lift chair does is it basically lifts up so that they don't have as much of a difficulty getting out of the chair. But it's still a full recliner chair, it just offers a lift to kind of help them get up a little bit. So we can also rent a lift for someone who's wheelchair dependent that will help them get in and out of their wheelchair, whether it's getting into a bed or into another chair or something like that. So we rent medical equipment, oxygen, dialysis equipment, hospital beds, lift chairs, lifts, but we can also rent scooters or wheelchairs, transportation chairs, power chairs. Basically, we can rent most of the equipment that you use on a daily basis. So one of the big things that Sweet Travel 707 focuses on is equal opportunity travel. So if there is something that you think is setting you back, more than likely you can still travel, and I would love to discuss it with you further, because there shouldn't be anything stopping anyone from traveling, making new memories, having new experiences is something that everyone should be able to do. One of the other big things when it comes to equipment rentals that I'm proud to be able to say is we can rent what we call beach chairs. So it's basically a beach wheelchair, but it has big air wheels so that you can actually take it not only on the sand on a beach, but it can also go in and out of the water. So if you have someone who's wheelchair bound 100% of the time, more than likely they haven't been on a beach or in the water at a beach, like in an ocean or a lake or something like that. So this chair is just bringing a whole new world to people. It'll You do have to be pushed, but it allows people to go on the sand and in the water. So really no boundaries. So I would love to tell you more about that as well. So in addition to renting the equipment for the accessible travel, we also specialize in finding the right hotel, resort, or cruise for you. So most people know that the United States has ADA, which requires that buildings and hotels and restaurants be accessible using ramps or elevators for those people who use a wheelchair. But not all resorts and hotels are like this. If you, for example, go to the Napa Valley, there's a lot of hotels that require stairs or don't have a roll-in shower for a person who's dependent on the wheelchair. Also, if you go out of the United States, they don't have the ADA requirement. So there's a lot of places that are not wheelchair accessible. And that's where Suite Travels 707 comes in. I've been trained with many different resorts. I've also talked to different hotel chains to find out about their wheelchair accessibility at their different resorts in different locations. And I continue to keep doing this. I have personal relationships with different hotel chains. It's a learning experience, it always will be, but I'm trying to bring to clients the best opportunities for you to travel and go to the places that you want to go. And one of those is being able to find places that are wheelchair accessible. And that also includes activities. If you want to go on tours or do activities outside of resorts and that type of thing. Also, I specialize in that and finding wheelchair accessible tours and activities because again, not everything allows you to do this, gives you that opportunity. Like, for example, trying to get on or off a small boat to do maybe a sail. So these are all different things to think about, and all of this falls into the accessible travel category. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I would love to talk with you. Thank you.